Greetings, dear suckers. My name's Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. Today is a new day, but it'll be old too soon. Alright, so... Okay, what were we gonna do? I forget now. Oh, hello. Is that Shivers?
All around you, rain falls on the great city of Revachol. Rain drips from the eaves and floods the gutters, washing the filth away.
Huh. Look, from this distance, this place still looks pretty terrible, honestly. I can't even make out those people talking, which, not sure that makes sense.
The spring thaw must be here. The snow is melting.
What am I doing? Good fucking question, Harry.
Looking up at the sky, cold water dripping from your hat.
What do I see?
Grey sky like great battleships, clouds colliding with one another. Rain falls down on the world.
How does it feel?
Humid. Your coat shields you from the rain while the city shivers around you.
What is in the west?
Sheets of rain over the water, a flight of stairs leading into the ocean. Wave after wave washing the coast of Martinaise, with its motorboats and gently swaying reeds. The ruins of a half-sunken sea fort crumble on an inlet beyond the Bay of Revachol. Ghosts rise into the sky.
Who are you, ghosts?
The skyscrapers of La Delta, the financial district. Faint golden light seeps from the office windows. Will you ever go there?
Will I?
No, you are just one of the hundreds of thousands who watch them rise across the bay from Martinaise every day.
What is down the shore?
Urban coastline, rain dripping off Eternite-covered roofs, cinder blocks left over from half-finished construction, a defunct research and development building once seized by revolutionaries. An old wooden church stands on stilts above the water.
And beyond that?
Coal City, end of all lines.
And beyond that? Run your fingers through your dampened hair.
Your hair is an oily mess flecked with ash from neighboring coal plants. Smokestacks rise somewhere in the distance.
What's in the east?
The great gates of the industrial harbor are locked. A chill runs down your back. You shudder like an animal trying to shake water from its hide.
Clench your teeth to stop shuddering.
Behind the gates, heaps of supply crates, red and blue metal shipping containers, slick with rain. The Greater Revachol Industrial Harbor is an artificial mountain range. Immense wealth resides within, and immeasurable poverty in its shadow.
And beyond that?
La Drusienne, King Dries passenger harbor. Cruise ships flanked by dock arms. Cranes watching over the mouth of the river distributary.
What is across the distributary?
Couronne, the lower middle class. Distributary after distributary cuts the city blocks in half. 7-story buildings trail off into the rain.
And what is beyond the Curon?
A silvery curtain of rain over the houses. The class divide.
Hang on.
The great gates of the... You shudder, looking down at your feet. Dirty rainwater runs veins into the plaza's snow. 2 green snakeskin shoes stand at attention on the mosaic paving of the plaza. The great gate behind the gates.
And before that?
You, On the Martinez Plaza, a small dot looking up at the sky. Droplets form on your eyelashes. La Ducière, Couronne, a silver
What's in the north?
Capeside apartments. Tower blocks crowd one another. 4.46mm bullets still lodged in their war-torn stone walls. Hallways collapse from the mortar hits of a war that was lost long ago. Clotheslines go to waste in the rain. Radios play.
And closer to here?
A yard. Rain falls onto the roof of a woodshed. Filthy water pools around a body. Droplets of rain slip from the dead man's cold cheeks.
And what's in the south?
A traffic jam. Rain thrumming on the roofs of motor vehicles. Inside, drivers watch water streaming down their windshields. The statue of a king shudders. He too is cold. The canal bridge has been raised.
What's on the other side?
The road ascends. A raised motorway loops above the ghetto. Beneath its concrete columns, a sea of rooftops, woodwork, and tar stretches northward. 4-story buildings as far as the rain can fall. The snows melt in Jamrock.
Where the hood at? Okay. Sure.
Have a brother in the cut. Where the hood at?
Why am I not there?
To be in Martinez, where no one goes, at the runoff point of a long-forgotten canal, in the whitest part of town, in the shadow of the day the revolution failed.
What am I doing here?
Standing in the rain, looking north, where Jamrock Rock City stretches inland.
Shudder. Look further.
In the rain-swept distance, above the rooftops of Jamrock, a repurposed silk mill stands perched above the motorway exit. Precinct 41 hunches in the rain. Satellite officer Jean Vichmer rushes down the precinct stairs, umbrella in hand. It's unopened. He doesn't seem pleased about the spring rain. On the bridge, officers Torson and McLean are standing guard. Torson wears jeans and a fishnet wife-beater. Satellite officer Vichmer passes by, and the young man remarks to him,
"Where's your homo, homie?"
What?
It's not like that. They're what is called heterosexual life partners. They have a battle-tested relationship. A brother bond, if you will.
Huh? Yeah.
He opens his umbrella, but the wind immediately turns it inside out.
Sexual life partners.
Funny apery. Male-centric workplace humor. Have you seen him?
Vichmer struggles with his umbrella. The ribs are protruding from his canopy.
Is there something wrong?
No, nothing. It's just... Judith went to his place and found the Monday mail unopened. I think he's still there. You didn't drink with him over the weekend, did you?
That would be irresponsible.
With that animal? Never again, man. What is he, still down there? In, south of the interchange? What was it?
In Martinez. He's in Martinez.
your vision blurs. You wipe your face with your hand. The rain stings your eyes, making you look up and blink.
So he was my partner, so to speak, then? Or we had something, anyways. What's above?
Coalition aerostatics hang like apparitions under the cloud cover. Way up there, where rain forms, rotors flutter silently. Your sight clears.
Aerostatics. Are they just airplane sort of things under a different name because of a different history, or are they actually something significantly different? Aerostatics it's a scientific study, sort of like aerodynamics, but adjacent to it. Basically, aerodynamics is the study of gases in motion, essentially, while aerostatics is the study of gases not in motion, well, relative into the system in which they are considered, of course. Oh, right, of course. hot air balloons and dirigibles and that sort of thing. Those use the principles of aerostatics to float. So the aerostatics must be like some form of airship, not airplane. Okay. What's below?
Collapsed storm drains, old sewage systems flooded with rainwater. Hidden weapon caches from the Revolution. Doors leading down to Leroyam. The catacombs to which, for 3 centuries, they delivered the blue-blooded dead.
Blue-blooded dead. How ridiculous. It doesn't matter what the color of their blood was in life. It all turns black in the end, as putrefaction sets in. I should know. And what do you know? I do. Motherfucker.
This rain will not let up anytime soon. At least we are dressed for it. Let's keep moving.
Yeah. But first, I need to listen to my mind talk. Listen to, what is this? Inland Empire?
Was that?
Yeah.
Could it be the Col de Mamadakwa? No, it's probably just your imagination ringing in your ear.
Is it? Is there a ringing?
There seems to be an extremely high-pitched ring. Ultrasonic. Lena said it was very high-pitched, right? It's like something tickles your ear.
If I recall, she also said that it couldn't really be heard by the naked ear. Are you sure you don't just have tinnitus?
Lena also said that it couldn't be heard by any other animal, including humans.
Yeah, exactly,
What
logic.
you're hearing must just be a regular bird. Honestly, your ear isn't hearing a whole lot. The distant hum of the industrial harbor, the traffic. But, admittedly, there is a high-pitched noise somewhere there too. But then, isn't there always?
Maybe. I mean, that kind of sounds like tinnitus. I guess the question is, yeah, exactly. Wait, Kim, do you hear a high-pitched noise? Yeah, see if he hears it too. If not, that could be troublesome.
No, I don't hear the Koldoma Madakwa, and neither do you.
Oh, come on, Kim.
Of course he doesn't. He's deaf.
Yeah, he's deaf, is he? That's news to me. Listen closely first.
There it is again. You are about to rediscover a long-lost species.
Sure thing, Inland Empire, sure.
It must be very close. Maybe, just maybe, it will come toward you.
You head toward the sound.
Oh no. The sound. It's moving away. Somewhere over there. Go after it.
Are you saying it's moving with my head? That would support the theory that it is in my head, and possibly tinnitus.
No. Too late. It's gone. There is no ringing anymore. Just the sound of the streets.
Is that right? Here 1 minute, gone the next. Again, that does sound like tinnitus. No, come back please, or go then, leave. Leave like everything else. Neither of those sound particularly healthy, to be frank. But then, my name isn't Frank, it's Harry.
Keep your ears peeled, then. If the species really has migrated to Martinez, you're sure to hear it again.
Am I? Even if it was there, and even if I can hear it, it doesn't mean it's actually going to approach me again. You heard it. The mysterious Col de Mamadakwa. You're certain that you did. Am I? Well, maybe not quite certain, but let's say you're hopeful. Because it would make you very special. To be the only human being who can hear this invisible, incorporeal bird. This animate whisper. This particle of sound. What, am I a fucking cryptid now? You're going to have to keep listening. Sharpen your ear. Now that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Maybe I could get a bonus to perception out of this. I'll keep it in mind. Once I get 3 more skill points. Okay then. Right. We're gonna go over to... Hello. You weren't here before.
Hello,
you?
sir. Step right in. The store is open.
A young girl with chubby red cheeks waves at you, smiling. Her nose is also red from the cold. I am the law.
I know, sir.
She stomps her feet to feel warmer.
Are you interested in a new and exciting book?
What kind of store is this anyway?
It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and some board games. It's called Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People.
That's quite a mouthful. Whoever runs this store must not be very good with names.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold your horses, little girl.
What? Oh. What is a book?
That is a book. They have stories inside them. It's like someone told you a story in a really long letter.
What's a postcard?
A postcard is a small cardboard picture. You can write a few words on the other side and send it to your friend or beloved.
She is unfazed by your questions. She would consider it impolite to point out any perceived weirdness.
What's a board game?
Board games are like little games on a table, made to pass the time. There are several different ones, but sailors here mostly buy cards.
What's a card? Interesting, thanks.
My pleasure. Anything else you'd like to know?
Is it okay if I ask you some questions?
Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. I hope they're about books.
What is your name?
My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. She owns the store. She's inside minding the register or organising the stock.
The girl gazes out the window, then suddenly jolts, her eyes wide as if recalling something.
Feel free to step in and browse our wares.
You're standing out here in the cold because...
I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people.
A sudden gush of wind turns the pages of the books on the counters. She covers her face, smiling. But she's cold.
I feel like your job could be taken by a sign or something. Or at least some... Or maybe an adult wearing... bundled up a bit better. I don't know, this feels vaguely like child abuse. Speaking of child abuse, where were you on the night of the murder? I can help by brutally dismantling the free market. I don't think I can do that. You're cold. Can I help in some way?
Kind of you to offer, sir.
She doesn't know what else to say.
What could you do to help her anyway?
I could have a word with the store owner, maybe?
Oh, no, sir. I'm happy to help Mum by luring in customers. Besides, I have some hot juice in my vacuum bottle to keep warm.
Luring, eh? She stands upright and smiles like a little soldier. Ah, a family-run business, is it? Yes, that classic wholesome family moment of using your family members as free labor. You love to see it. Shouldn't you be at school or something?
I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running.
You have to, do you? What is school, anyway? Good question, man.
School? Well, mine is a big yellow building on Boogie Street, and the people there run it. They say it's a charity.
The gale wind blows in from the coast, a wind of needles. It wraps itself around a building of brick and mortar. Somewhere, a clamor rings through the honeycomb of classrooms.
What is this feeling? So sudden and new.
Remorse. The parquet of assembly halls. The rows of stall bars are growing cold. The corridors stand empty. A girl's voice somehow finds its way through this strange feeling. You haven't heard a word of what she's been saying these past few moments. You only hear,
Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
Huh. And how's this business doing?
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house being cursed.
Cursed, you say?
behind her, the window has been boarded up. You sense the boards creaking, twisting for a second, and some kind of doubt in her tense shoulders.
Cursed? In what way?
Cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. That they all go...
Ass up?
I wouldn't really say it like that, but I guess so.
She blushes. I mean, to be fair, that might be less a curse and more just this place being a shithole. Or more specifically, this place being under the control of the Union. But then I repeat myself. But this sounds rather serious, potentially. I should probably look into this. Narrow your eyes and look through the creaking boards on the window.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the case, but I don't see much more to look into here.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook.
Yes, please do look at our wares inside. The postcards and board games you asked about are also there, sir.
What do you know about the other failed businesses?
Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar. I don't really know what's there.
Bodies. How does this curse manifest itself?
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not exist. I liked it better when we were talking about whether it's appropriate to stand out in the freezing weather.
Fine. I'll show you.
Anything else you wanted to talk about, sir?
Enough about the curse. For now.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our books instead.
What is this crime business?
Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman or a private detective who's trying to solve a crime and catch the criminals.
Wait, not crime fiction. I need to know what crime is. She doesn't know what to say. I get that a lot. It's that bad. Point to your head.
Crime is a deviation from the law, punishable by either a civil or criminal sentencing. It's what the law prevents.
Ah, it's what I prevent. Why would anyone want to read about crime?
It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine dangerous things, and it's kind of like a puzzle, where you can guess who the criminal is, or how the good guys are going to catch him.
I'm a policeman myself, by the way. The law, as I said. Which sounds a bit concerning now that I think about it.
You don't look much like a policeman.
She examines you, as if to find something policeman-like. Well, I've got this coat, don't I? And the hat is like classic policeman thing. Huh. Well, what does a cop look like then?
Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen.
I used to be exactly like that Mullen guy, then I decided to live a little.
What's that mean?
You know, cut loose, raise hell, blow off steam.
And everything's better now, sir?
No. Not in the slightest.
Why is that?
Look at me, a hideous beast, a failure of a cop, a disgrace. Let's not. Man can never be truly happy with who he is. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's true. You'll understand when you're older. Probably also not true.
Oh, okay. I shouldn't have said that thing about Dick Mullen.
It's not your body that's important in police work anyway. It's your... point to your head.
Head? Yes.
No, it's your soul. Your blue soul. No, your mind.
Yeah, I think that's what she meant.
Not head, child. Heads.
Heads? I beg your pardon? Oh, Soul. That Mullen guy looks like like a Hampelman. Who could respect that face? It's not even drawn correctly. He lacks soul. Flexibility. There are millions of different people out there, and you have to get into their heads. Sometimes you gotta be the killer to catch the killer. Oh, that's what drama meant by heads. I get it. Yes. I'd almost expect that to be an empathy thing more than a drama thing, but never mind. A Quicksilver mind. This Mullen guy looks like he needs 4 hours just to come up with a single idea. Yeah, flexibility.
Isn't that very dangerous?
She examines the picture of Dick Mullen. Policemen live and breathe danger, little girl. Mullen obviously lacks the chameleonic skill. Man, am I seriously in a fucking dick measuring contest with a fictional character? I'd say that's low, but that's actually pretty high for me. At the moment. Honestly, considering where I started from, this is progress.
Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. He's no match for you.
She smiles mischievously. Quite so.
Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
What is romance? Oh dear, that's a touchy subject.
It's the type of book where there's a rich lady and she has to choose between the good man and the bad man.
That's a bit of a oversimplification. She smiles at the thought, perhaps imagining herself in that situation.
Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir.
What about a poor man getting a rich lady?
It happens, but usually the guy gets rich in the process. Or should actually be rich himself, but has lost his family property unjustly, like during the revolution or something.
I see.
Those are unhappy books, for most of the pages. People sad about what they have lost, but then it all turns out just fine in the end.
Sounds like the story of my life. At least the first part, anyway. But hey, the last day or so has turned out, well, maybe not fine, but better than the last salt knows how long. What about when both of the men are bad?
These are not very common. You can't have a choice between bad and bad. Nobody wants to read a story like that.
What if it's written really well?
Well, maybe then it's fine. Maybe if the lady then decides not to pick either, because she doesn't need a bad man. Yes, that would be interesting.
Yeah, not a bad way to look at it. What about when everyone is poor?
That's really not a proper romance story. That's more like everyday life.
And romance isn't in everyday life? What do you mean? Sometimes you have to write about real life things.
Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people, and everyone is happy in the end.
And poor people can't have any of that? What about a book where the man and lady business doesn't work out at all?
I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum.
Yeah? You think she has one about an excruciatingly painful breakup? Maybe we shouldn't be venting about this to a child. Eh, fuck it.
I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though.
Oh no, think about it. Or they plunge into a torrid spiral of pain and recrimination. Only it's really long and drawn out. Scarred for life. Phantom limb. Sure, let's traumatize the kid.
No, I don't know.
Oh yeah, not really traumatized, more like confused to be honest. Doesn't ring a bell? Alright, I'll ask your mom.
Yes, she knows books, definitely.
She nods, relieved.
What was that? An idea for an unfinished novel stuck somewhere in your forebrain?
That's not a bad idea, now that I think about it. Could help working through some stuff.
You clearly have issues you need to address.
Gee, I never would have guessed, Volition. Thanks for the very helpful interjection. Alright, that's enough romance for me. I had other questions.
Maybe some about other books?
She rubs her chilled nose with her fist. Who are these famous people?
Oh, kings and queens and generals of old, or artists and writers, or musicians, those kinds of people. There's usually something extraordinary about them.
She scratches her cold reddened cheek, then continues.
I think that's why people read them, to find the secrets of their fame.
Huh. I don't know about that. Certainly, if it was that easy, more people would be... Well, I guess more people wouldn't be famous. There would just be a higher base level of notability needed to truly become famous because, you know, these things adjust and all that. Still, I think most people will probably just read these for the same reason they read fiction, and don't really treat it much differently.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
No shit. Reading those doesn't make the reader more famous, does it?
But it does make the famous people more famous.
Heh, I guess that's true, after a fashion. Fair enough, then. Yeah, these famous people sound like a bunch of dorks. Probably true. Fame sounds delicious. Maybe someone will write a book about me one day.
Why would they do that, sir?
Because I'll be a superstar cop, in the papers and everything. That'll show 'em. Show 'em what? Why indeed. I'm just an old, tired cop. What use am I?
You're not that old. Maybe you'll do something really important, something that wows the world.
You think so?
Yes, there's hope. A lot of famous people got famous late, or even after they've died.
That's a bit grim.
Yeah, you're certainly the type who might find fame posthumously. Who knows? You might even get famous for the manner of your death.
Yay. But what if I get famous only through dying? I couldn't enjoy the fame at all.
I don't think you should live life with that fear. Just try to be the best you can.
Fair enough. Okay. See you around, Annette. And by see you around, I mean like in a minute. But I check my clothes. Does anything increase composure? Or decrease it? I think I should just take off my shirt in general. At least when I'm talking to people. Suggestion sounds a bit more important than conceptualization when I'm in conversation. Not that I didn't know this, but I just didn't want to take my shirt off all the time. More fool me. Yeah.
Every snowflake is like...
Okay, I'm going to deduce something now.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden. Why is that?
Hey, why do you keep your hands folded?
What do you mean, sir?
She looks wary.
She knows where this is going.
You don't need to be worried. I'm here to help.
She looks around anxiously. Her hands remain folded in front of her. She doesn't want to show them. The lieutenant stands by, looking at the two of you with little interest. A facade of true professionalism. He is far more intrigued by the situation than his poise reveals.
Interesting. It's okay.
She brings out her reddened hands, her nails frayed, nearly chewed down to the flesh.
You bite your nails. A nasty habit.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded?
She shoots you a suspicious glance. It's super simple for a detective such as myself.
Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
Her eyes flash with defiance. She's not impressed.
She actually is impressed. This is more like a defensive reflex.
Well, I could have guessed that. Like, want more? Bet I can figure out why you bite your nails. I got a few reasons in mind.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
You're uptight because of your mother and the pressure she's putting on you. Rats have been nibbling on your fingers. Child labor in dismal working conditions. Why would there be rats in a bookstore? Chewed on nails means you're recycling your body material. Oh, that... I'm not certain that's how it works. I mean, for all you know, she's spitting out the nails. It's an intense dedication to the way of business. There are no riches without personal sacrifice. That doesn't even make sense. Whatever. There's a very obvious right answer here.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't.
Dismay flickers in her eyes. Either way, another ace deduction by the #1 detective in town.
It was okay, sir.
She's still got a rebellious streak.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You think so? Fine. Do better. Deduce something about me.
You're quite sober.
She snaps back quickly.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit. He is intensely not flinching. It takes effort.
Now that's an odd thing to say. Wait, how do you know I'm usually not?
Because you usually aren't.
Oh, salt forbid. Don't tell me this is another person I've spent the last week embarrassing myself in front of. Oh. And I'm having a grand time. Yeah.
I sure hope you are, sir.
She rubs her red nose.
There she stands, swaying on her feet, assaulted by the early spring breeze. She smiles at you. The whole situation suddenly feels familiar, somehow. There's something you're missing.
What are you missing here? Why does this feel familiar?
Because you know each other. She's been talking to you so openly because you've talked before.
Oh, so we actually know each other. That's a lot better than I had feared. Hang on, so you know me? We've met before?
Yes, I stand in this spot all the time.
She sways back and forth on her feet.
You've been running around all week without your shirt on, sir, telling people the end of the world is coming. I don't really understand what you mean by it.
Well, probably that the end of the world is coming, I'd imagine. And yes, I am aware of the unfortunate fact that I also have no shirt on right now. But that's for practical reasons. Also, at least I'm wearing a coat this time. Did I ever talk to you?
Of course, you stopped by a few times. You certainly look better than the last time I saw you.
Even if I have no shirt on. That's a low fucking bar, kid. But thanks, I'm trying.
Yeah, I can see. You don't have party eyes anymore.
Party eyes? What's that supposed to mean?
Party eyes. Yes, of course. That makes sense.
The lieutenant slowly, ever so slowly, realizes something.
I'm not surprised children have seen you running around with party eyes on, he thinks. Not at all.
Party eyes?
You know, like a cat in the dark, all big and wide-eyed. It certainly looks odd on a man.
Ah.
The swiveling eyes of a loony drug addict. That is what she meant. You were probably gurning too.
Gurning, yeah. I know some of those words.
Fuck yeah. You should get some party eyes right now. Snap those sequins on you, boy.
Let's nod and say we did. Does that mean I've been partaking in narcotics? Imagine that.
Oh, baby, that's not what you have to worry about. Worry about the important thing.
So, why didn't you tell me you knew me to begin with?
I didn't know I had to do that.
Heh. Well, more fool you, kid. Thanks. I've learned something about myself today.
I'm glad I could help you, sir.
Okay. That went in some directions I didn't expect it to. Books. It mentioned something about reading books to pass the time ages ago, but gift books and molten candy. Don't know if that's something I want to be doing. Old sports magazines tucked away in a dark corner. Is that a dark corner? I guess. Vaguely. The book collects the national recipes of Arda. They're all about lake trout. Okay. Let's talk to the bookshelf
A
thing.
small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Through the pile of world-related items.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition.
Oh, so it's one of those tabletop role-playing games, a la D&D and what have you. Huh.
There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Catawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
Huh. Pick your path. That must be their equivalent of choose your own adventure. I think I like choose your own, the term choose your own adventure better. It's a little bit more of a mouthful, but it sounds more dramatic. Are those bookshelves moving? Oh no, it's just... Okay, I see. It's just the background kind of shifts in general.
Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books?
Maybe I'm not into all this binocular stuff. Binocular, whatever. It's probably a slur anyways. I don't care to learn how it's pronounced. Anything that really catches my eye.
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
Ooh, that's a stiff price. That's as much as a single night stay at that place.
That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense.
Does it? Do you even know what that means? Storekeep, what board games do you have here?
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Ah, yes, my children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Maybe Kim. Do I have friends? Look at the lieutenant.
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
Does it matter? What matters is he interested in playing? Look at me. Who'd want to have children with me?
Don't be so hard on yourself, sir. You just need to clean up a bit. And technically, friends are a bit like family.
She fiddles her pendant. Yeah, clean up a bit. Maybe comb that scraggly hair a different way. Get better facial hair. Or none at all. And lose that awful expression. That ghoulish expression, I'd call it.
For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
Sounds like fun. So what about all these Wirral things?
Lousy auras there.
Auras?
No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know,
No.
who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Yes, imagine that. Role-playing games are popular among people who are into those kinds of things. No shit. That's bordering on tautology, I'd say.
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
She looks at the table, crossing her arm. Okay, then. Someone who puts stock into auras and such, warning me about occult things. Sure. I'll hold off on that until I'm sure that I can actually have the cash to pay for today's room, or tonight's room rather. Okay. Oh, this video didn't even realize this video is going on a bit long. Okay then, we'll cut it off here then. Next time, I guess we'll investigate this supposed curse or what have you. Until then, I have been Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay.